How did you get involved with La Mission?
La Mission came to me through the producer of La Mission is a woman by the name of Alpita Patel, and she had worked on a film I did a couple of years ago called Before the Rains, an Indian film. And she, when she started working on this film with the Bratt brothers, she thought that I might be a good fit for the soundtrack, and so we all met, and it seemed like we all were on the same page. The film is based on a character, Che Rivera, who's actually a real guy that they grew up with in the Mission District, who I actually just met the other day, the real guy, and it was really, really trippy. But they loosely based the whole film on his life. His guy's been in the slammer for a while, and he's had a tough life, and now he's straightened himself out. He doesn't drink anymore, and he's got the son that's his pride and joy in his life. But then he finds out that his son happens to be gay, and it completely destroys the fabric of his social life at that point. And the story is really about how he has to redeem himself with this fact that his son's not exactly what he was hoping he'd be.
So what were some of your challenges in making this music for La Mission?
Well, in this one, the guy who directed it, Peter Bratt, and his brother who produced it and acted in it, Benjamin Bratt, they were looking for a composer in the Mission District, a Latino, someone who had an in with the Latino community and understood that and understood the music culturally of that sort of area. And when the producer Al Peter said to them, "Well, let's go and talk to the South African white guy, Mark Killian," they were like, "Nah, what are you talking about?" And so one of the first things I said to them was like, "Yeah, what does Chicano really mean?" And I think they got scared for a second, but it was challenging for me to dive into this culture and try and understand it from the ground up. And I started out by going up to the Mission District a few times, and I basically just walked around and for days on end, and met people and looked at music shops and listened to music and went to clubs and just tried to get a feel for the area and the culture there. You see these Chicano lowriders going down the street in these flashy cars that are jumping up and down, hopping up and down, and you look at that and you're like, I just don't get it. What is that? What's the point? Now I don't think that anymore, but we were filming these guys with their cars, and what those cars and what the lowrider thing means to them, the significance of it culturally is it's mind-boggling.
Well, what does it mean? What did you get from that?
What I got from that was its cultural identity. I think when cultures are marginalized, they often strive to find something that they can identify themselves with, that sets them apart, that makes it their own thing. And what these guys do, they take these cars from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and just make them absolutely beautiful. I mean, these cars sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes. They're just unbelievably done. Like this one guy we saw the other day, they resew all the upholstery themselves from scratch. I mean, the lengths they go to is incredible.
It's part of the identity, isn't it?
And it's the identity. It's like, this is our thing. No one else does this. This is ours. I think that's basically what it's saying in a sense.
What did you learn about the culture, and how did that impact your music?
It's like, I don't know if you've ever been to the Mission District, but it's just a small area in San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco is a small city to begin with, geographically speaking. But it's a complete and utter melting pot. And the movie was set in, a lot of the music that comes out of the movie that deals with the lowrider component, which when you see the movie, you'll see is a big component of this movie. The whole lowrider culture is basically 70s funk, like Marvin Gaye, that kind of thing. So, lowrider oldies is a big thing. But that wasn't what we were trying to do in the score. We were just trying to take a sampling of all sorts of different peoples and cultures and musics that you might find in that area, and put it in a very subtle way into a score that was dealing with just the emotion and the story is really about redemption and it's a journey. These cultures and these characters in the movie are going through a journey of change, and the music just really needed to support that in a very subtle way. I'm very kind of strict about making sounds scratch on every project I work on. I don't like to go back and work the old sounds or take, synth sounds.
Hmm.
Even when it sounds like a synth, I'm probably making it from some crazy instrument and pitching it and doing crazy electronic stuff to it. I just like to keep things organic and and slightly different.
What do you think was the ultimate thing you gained from this project?
That we're all the same. I had the same thing when I had an awakening in South Africa during apartheid. I had the same thing when I went to India. Every time I dive into a culture, you just realize more and more that people are really the same. We all have the same desires and the same wishes for our children, and we really have a lot more similarities than we have differences.
Well, Mark, Killian, best of luck and give our regards to the Bratt brothers.
I will do. Thank you very much, Mark.